Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Welcome to Beema's Crafty Corner. I am Beema, better known as Els, and today we're going to be finishing up the cover for this and the closure, and then we're going to work on some ephemera for upcoming journals. So we do have a few things. One, we had this little thing that we wanted to put in here because it's just cute. So we need to find a home for that. So get a home for this in here somewhere. And then we will see what we're going to do with this cover. And then we'll move on to some other stuff. There has to be a home in here for it someplace. That's not the home for it. Could put it under our... Nope, don't want to do that. You do it right there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and ink this. Oh. Hello, Miss Gypsy. Let me get some more ink. And this is sort of already inked, so realistically, all I'm trying to do here is just get rid of the white line. All right, so we have that in there. Now, we have to put a closure on this. And so I think what we're going to do... Hi, kitty. How are you? I think we're going to use a couple of taps, and we're just going to put a tie on it. So let me grab some taps. And some seam binding, that'll work for tie. I do. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick. Let's go over here, go to my channel. Let's go to playlists. think it's this one. Let's see. Hi, Harry. Let's go over here to video. I do. So this is just this is just one we did. I believe we did it as a live. Yeah, an hour and 33 minutes. I was alive, and I gutted a book for this one. And I'm sure that somewhere, if you probably in my make a journal with me, there's probably a video there as well. Could you get down? Get down, please. Get down. Mommy needs to work, and you need to get down. Go on. Thank you. But why? Why do you have to work, Mommy? Why should I have to leave? We need some taps. Let me see. Okay. Yes, I know you want your treats. I'm getting them. Give me a second. Mommy's limit is 15 things at a time, and that was number 16, so you just have to wait. Okay. Now we're going to need this. And I need my bammer. That up there. Okay. And then we're going to need to cut this in half. Hi, Christine. Good morning, Michelle. All right, I'm going to get my ruler. Our book cover is 9 inches. So we're going to do this at 4.5 and about a 1/2 inch in. Yeah, about a half. Where's my white? Let's see. 2, 3, 4.5, right there. Oh, come on, work, would you? Doesn't want to work. That's okay. I got this. All right. 1/2 inch in. 2, 3, 4.5. Right there. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Right there. Okay. And pop some holes. All right, I have to do this off the table. Sorry, guys. One. And I'll do the other one. Two. Now, because of the pockets and stuff, I couldn't go the 1/2 inch in, but it's okay. I gotta tell you guys, I love this particular tool. I'll show you. All right. And we're gonna get that. Don't you fall. All right, right there. Put those two pieces together. Let me get out my board. Right there. And the hammer. It's really all you need for these is a hammer. That's one. And I'll show you guys when I do the other side here, the tool I'm talking about. So I have this. This is actually for threading like elastic through a waistband. It's got this teeny tiny little hook on the end here. It does have a little catch, but I broke that off. And it's just a wire, and it's like, I don't know, 10 inches or so long. But it's great for going through, you know, these tight little spaces and fishing stuff through them. Of course, it won't do it because I'm on camera, but I just worked on the other ones. I know it'll work. There we go. And then I just pull that like most of the way back. And a male and a female over here. Put your board under there, Goofus. Closed. Okay. Put that away. Hang this up. This is it's just an elastic tool, and you get this in the Sewing Notions at the craft store. I use that for tags and stuff all the time, especially when like when you're putting like a tassel-y type tag, you know, top on a tag. So like you've got like a couple, 4 or 5 different fibers. You can kind of wind those together and then hook it with that and pull it through. Makes life easy. All right, so we have this, which we thought we'd use as the front, which is the whole reason I bought this entire bag of stuff. But now that I'm looking at it, I don't really care for it. I don't know. Maybe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this, though. We'll trim it out. Get rid of as much of this white as we can. And then we'll take a look. I know it's so weird to see me fussy cut with small scissors, huh? I'm not in the mood to deal with the crafty police today. And I'll tell you, there will be at least one person. Every time I fussy cut with my big scissors, I get at least one comment or one email from somebody going, "You shouldn't fussy cut with big scissors." It's never anybody that's like, you know, always on the channel, you know, like a regular viewer. It's always somebody, and they're usually different. Very rarely do I get the same person to complain, but it's usually somebody who's like a one-time viewer or something. And I usually thank them and tell them, you know, you do you, boo, and I'll do me, okay? Because I fussy cut better with big scissors. Look at me not saying any bad words. Ooh, so proud of me. Look, honey, I'm cussy cutting and I'm not cussing. Aren't you proud of me? Good morning, my love. That's a We Are Memory Keepers, and this one I think is the Chompadile or Chompadiller or something. I don't know. I don't think I have any in the shop right now. I get them kind of about once every 6 months. I'll come across one. Well, Goofus, stop trying to lay on stuff, and it won't move on you. Let me guess. He went outside and he left you in here because you watched him walk out that door. But now that he's out, you want out, right? Right. Okay. You're going to mess up my rhythm here, and then I'm not going to be able to do this, and I'm going to get mad, and I'm going to start cussing. You're messing with me, doggy. See? See what you did? I wouldn't have done that if I had my big scissors. I'd have been like, da, da, da. I'm going to do all of this, and I may not even use it, you know? So, how's everybody's day going? It's Friday, isn't it? Is it Friday? I have no idea. Is it Friday? I think so. Yeah, because we did art therapy last night. So if you were not in art therapy, we're going to be changing that up a little bit. And it's going to be, we're done with altering a book. We're going to do, we're going to be doing some different types of art prompts that have to do with your feelings. We're going to do some actual art therapy prompts. That out of there. Do this. Get around here. Down there. I want that out of there. Let me grab my craft knife. Normally would do this with my ceramic knife, but this is a little thicker because it's like thin chipboard. So craft knife it is. Are you going to sit there and stare at the back of my head until I let you out? It's kind of creepy. Like you could be a whole horror movie. Okay, let me let him out before he drives me nuts. Come on. Ouch. I got to tell you guys, I was ready to offer Harry up last night free. I would have even paid for delivery. Oh, cat. So I was working videos yesterday. If you've been here for a while, you know I get like, make that work. May not even want it on there. Hold on. I like it without it. Shit. Happy accident. Yeah, so last night I was filming because if you've been here for a while, you know how I am. I will not film for weeks on end. or I'll just like film like one thing, but then I'll get like this, oh, I gotta film all this stuff, it's really cool, and I'll just start filming stuff. And yesterday was the day I just started filming, and I film, and then I step outside while I'm waiting for the video to compile. And so I like that. So I was like making a video, going outside, waiting for it to compile, and then I'd come back in and everything was on the floor. I wonder if anybody knows who that might have been. Yeah. I was ready to kill him last night. Like 3 times, he knocked all my stuff on the floor, which meant I had to like redo stuff, which ticked me off. This needs something else. It's a bee journal, and I have a giant sunflower on the front of it, but I have bees all over the cover, so I don't really want to put any more bees on it, but we are going to put a bee on it. I know exactly what I want, too. I just got to find it. It's in here. Oh, I don't want to take all this out. I'm going to have to. It's got to be in here. Oh, no, you know, I know where it is. Ugh. Characters. Bees, 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 bees. Put it in here. Find out. No, no, no. No. I got to back up if I can't find what I'm looking for. That's it. That's what I want to do. Okay. So I'm going to get out my 3-in-1. Okay. Gypsy, get your pad out because I'm going to give you the lowdown on that. Stick glue should only be used on washi tape, washi paper, typing paper, very thin stuff. Oh, what is it called? Painter's paper, that kind of stuff, okay? My regular glue, the glue that I use all the time, is art glitter glue, okay? Now, this stuff is expensive. So, there are some alternatives. I don't recommend Aleene's because it's thick and it takes a long time to dry. But with this, if you don't put it right where you want it when you put it down, you are not picking it back up because this bonds instantly. For my books, that is about the only place I use Aleene's, and it is Aleene's and water. I water it down so it's a little thinner, but I can spread it because Aleene's is like a paste almost, so that I can spread it on my books when I make my book binding glue. And if I have to put on big chunky pieces like this, or where I have to go through other pieces to get to the, then 3-in-1. And if I'm gluing lace or trim, I use Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1, one or the other. That's kind of it. That's the whole formula. All right, I'm happy with this, just the way it is. I'm going to bag it up. Well, I'm going to take photos first, and then I'll bag it up, and we will move on. Okay. So let me put these away real quick. Put that back over there. Put these away. And put this away. Let me get Arlene's box down. Okay, so we have a couple of different journals online, ready to go. So I thought I would start with maybe doing a little fussy cutting and pocket cutting and stuff. So let me just grab a couple of pages of this. Page. Making sure there's no more of that in here. Ink. Background. All right. So we have all of this stuff that needs to be, trimmed out. So we will do that. Let's see. Are you a 1-inch? You are a 1-inch. Okay. Thinking you're a 1-inch. You're pretty damn close to a 1-inch. All right. So whenever I start a new journal, this is kind of the plan. I go through and get this off of here. I cut apart all the cut aparts. That way they're all there and they're ready, you know? So. Just roughing them out at this point. And this will help me decide what needs to be backed. And if it needs to be backed, then I can run it through my Xyron. These probably need to be backed. So let me cut this down. Because these strips will just be used like as washi tape. Let's see, what do we got? Too wide, we're going to do 2. We're going to do it as 2 pieces because it's too wide to do it as 1. Okay. In you go. Go in there. You and you. Okay, so now I made 2 pieces of washi tape out of those. Hey, Norma. Thank you. All right, so what are we doing now? We're cutting these apart. All right, so get this little guy out of here. Now, I'm not big on these parts of the pocket that they leave here. You know, like for the, to make the pocket puff out. I find that if you put this on any kind of heavier cardstock and then you put that in, they're usually inadequate in size and they end up falling apart. Let me take this one off. That'll go through there. I think these are probably a 1 inch as well. Well, they're a little smaller than 1 inch, but we can make that happen. There we go. Get rid of that. Let's take these out before we cut this piece down, because if we cut the piece down, then we don't have anything to hold on to. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. That one's probably going to go through there. These are probably going to be punched out with my, because they're, let's see the bigger one. Let's see how we do. Yeah, we're going to cut those with dies. They're going to be too close together for me to actually use a punch on them. So I'll put those with some dies. So we'll put that over there. Fussy cut, fussy cut, fussy cut, fussy cut, fussy cut, fussy cut. Just going to go through the machine. The little one anyway. And I'll go through there. Those are all just going to be fussy cuts. Get rid of that. So this was an envelope, but I was like, why in the heck am I printing all of that? Because nobody's going to see, you know, unless I put it in a pocket where you take it out. But I don't do that, so. And this part I won't use because I'm not going to make this into a pocket. This part, likewise, I won't use. Get rid of that. And then I'm going to get these cut out. They'll go through that machine there because they're small enough. I'll do this one. Tink. All right. Dum, dum, dum. Need a drink. All right, so then I'm going to cut this out. Don't call the crafty police on me. I know. This is technically fussy cutting, and you're not supposed to do it with big scissors. Because you can't get it right with the big scissors. Don't tell me those things. All right, so we got half of it. I'm leaving it on here for the moment because I'm probably going to use this as a tuck. And I want to cut that out just like that. I think it's Michelle who keeps calling the crafty police on me. All right, so I'm probably going to use this as a tuck. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to cut just below the fold line on this. And then that way I have a little something more than just, you know, that. You'll see. So I'm going to keep that because we're going to use it. And obviously, we're going to make a pocket out of this. Okay. All right, so we have all of these words. Done. These we can cut out on a trimmer. Now, see, I might use like this size of an envelope, you know, but I know that I won't use I won't use a big one. I just won't. So let's go ahead and take these out. I get that they're trying, you know, the most amount of real estate here, but they make this very difficult for people to cut these things out. It's like, I gotta trim it. I gotta, like, you know, print it 4 times just to get the pieces out. That can go over there. It's trash. Let's see. How hot is it outside? It is currently 95 degrees. It's a beautiful day. It's been over 110 for days. Days, I tell you. Okay, I don't think that I'll use that. I don't know. We'll keep it. I don't like it, but we'll keep it because I might. You never know. I might need an ugly piece of paper someplace. All right, so this is Forest Fairies, I think is the name of this set. And it's from Victoria Designs. And her stuff is way overpriced, just so you know. But sometimes when she puts it on sale, it can be worth it if it's really your aesthetic. And I say that because a lot of her stuff you can mix together. with other stuff because she has a definite color palette. So, you know, if you see something that you like, there's probably other things in her collection that will match, and you can get them. What the heck is that? It looks like somebody's tonsils. Doesn't it? Doesn't it look like somebody's tonsils? You could probably get it something else that you can work with it, because, like I said, she has a very distinct palette over at Victoria Designs, but this stuff is kind of overpriced. I mean, let's be honest. As far as digitals go, like the price would be okay if they were printing it for you, but since I'm printing it, it's overpriced. But if you want a specific look, it's always a good place. Now, I did get these inexpensively because they were on sale like 70% off, or I had a coupon for 70%. You could also get some free stuff from her if you'd like, by going to her, go over to Victoria Designs on Facebook, I believe, and you can subscribe to their Facebook or to their YouTube channel or whatever. But they send out like little trial packs of stuff, and that stuff I find tends to not be in the kits. So if you want, like if you're going to buy a kit, you might get a trial set that's got some pieces in it that aren't in the kit, you know, which is kind of cool. All right. So this again has these. No. Only if I'm using that to wrap it around a piece of cardboard, a piece of cardstock. You'll see. I'll do it. I'll do one when I do this particular journal. Now, this is not guaranteed to be the next journal, guys. I'm just cutting the pieces out. And as you see, I'm going to actually start doing, I'm going to cut apart the fairies too. Because this is not, you guys have until Tuesday to vote on the next journal. I'm just cutting this one up because it makes my life easier. I'm going to cut this down. So this is actually two. It's Woodland Fairies and Forest Friends, I think. But they work together. They're the same palette. And they work with you. When I bought one of these, I didn't realize I already had it. And so I, like, right away contacted her, and she was like, no problem. And they went ahead and gave me a credit for the extra piece, you know, for the extra one. It was only like a $5 purchase, but still, you know. All right, cut these in half. Get that. That is definitely going to be a major fussy cut right there. That. Let's get this trimmed. Okay, trim this one off. That and that. This is going to be a major fussy cut. It's just a pocket, not a big deal. I mean, it's a little bit of fussy cut, but I won't worry about that until I put it on something. You know, until I decide what I'm going to do, and then I'll, because that way I can do both pieces at the same time. Which direction are we going? We're going this way. Okay. That one, cut these in half. I just cut a pocket in half. Well, I guess I'll have to reprint that. There we go. That. Cut these apart. Over there. Get rid of the scraps. Seems like every time I vacuum this floor, I cut up a kit and I end up with a huge mess on the floor again. That one. All right. All right, so I've been here for almost an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish fussy cutting and cutting this up. Let me get the link to that. Over there. Hold on, I got to get the thing. All right. So. All right, so that's the group. So you go over there, and it gets you to the post. I don't know how to do this. Arlene does this stuff, guys. But that'll get you over there, and you can vote. I think we have 4 choices. Yes, it's 4. One is this journal, which is Forest Fairy. And then give me a second, and I'll show you some of the other things that you have to vote on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I cut these up, and then I put them in a bag so that I know where they are in an envelope thing. Oh, where's my thing? Oh, down here. The doggy did it. All right, so these are going to have to come out with a die. Put those in there. These guys need to be cut. We'll get to those. These are going to have to run through the Xyron. So we'll put them over here in that pocket. These have already been through the Xyron, so we'll just put these over here and put them back onto the paper. And we'll get this all out of the way. All right. Get this out of the way. All right, so this one is Forest Fairies. And then the other option let me see. Okay. Everything's working. The other option is to do an accordion style. This was last quarter's project. And it's literally like an accordion. Okay. So this one And this is the paper for it. These are the fussy cuts. And they are just little little pink fairies. And then the pages are like this. And this is like pink Wonderland and pink dragons and forest friends and stuff like that. So just kind of it's a pink thing. The other option is a Winnie the Pooh little golden book. That's an option. And the fourth option is a vintage travel journal, not a traveler's notebook, a vintage travel journal. Okay? So go over to the Facebook group and vote. You have until Tuesday. I'm going to get my meds on board here because I am getting a cluster headache. Hold on. Come out of the bottle. Just a second, guys. When you've had migraines as long as I have, you kind of learn how to compartmentalize the pain. So just give me a second to grab a hold of this and we'll get back to our stuff. Okay, sorry. I have to put pressure on my occipital where it's a pressure point that helps to release my occipital nerve. That's what causes my migraines. Ancient Chinese secret tells you how to do it. Okay, all right. It kind of makes me sad. That was my favorite pocket. It's okay, I'll just print the page over. All right. So the Woodland Fairies, the pink one, the Little Golden Book, or the Traveler's Journal, Traveler's, vintage style Traveler's Journal. Not a Traveler's Notebook. I'm not going to do like, y'all know I can do one of those in like an hour. So we ain't doing that. All right. Projects of 25 challenge is ink, any form of ink. I don't care if it's magic markers. It can be liquid ink, ink pads, writing pens, anything that's ink, okay? And or metal, some piece of metal. I've got a thing that I'm working on for this. I'm trying to make it work. I don't know. We're going to see. But ink or metal. And tonight we're going to be doing a craft with me. We're going to be doing some pockets and things. Sorry. We're going to be doing a couple of different pockets. I'm going to be doing some pockets tonight. So get out your scrapbook paper and your book pages and stuff because we're going to do some pockets tonight. I need pockets. And then mixed media on Saturday. Sunday is going to be our Sunday Fun Day. It's our regular game. And then there's an envelope flip-flop on Monday. Now, I'm thinking possibly Wednesday or Thursday, I'm going to be posting a video, a viewer request video. This one's for Tammy. She requested it, so I'm going to get that one posted for her because I'm imagining she probably wants it. I am currently posting through the middle of September, but I have 3 videos in the hopper right now. 2 completed, 1 I'm going to complete right after this. And then I'm going to edit all of that and get those all posted. So I'm going to be changing the lineup. What else? Also, if you're a member of my Patreon, don't forget to go over to Patreon and vote for what day of the week would be best for you, for us to get together on a weekly basis and, shoot the crap and craft and, get out of our boredom. And what else? Once again, I forgot to send out all of the game winnings in the thing, but I am working on. We have a Christmas in July coming up, and we have a somewhere in here. I'm going to be doing a pop-up punch sale. We're going to sell some punches. I think the most expensive punch is going to be like $3. But that's it. That's all I have, guys. So if you're new and I have not yet offended you, give me a chance. I will. I always do. It's kind of my specialty. Just subscribe and hit the button so that you know when I'm going to be here and you can show up and maybe I will offend you. What else? Check out my posts or community tab here on YouTube. Go over to my Facebook group. There's a list there on both of those that tells you everything that I've got going on in my digital world. Also, you can go to my Ko-Fi and pick up some free digitals, or go over to my Patreon and support the channel. The links to everything are in the description box below. Drop it down where it says more, click on it. Doop. It'll give you a whole bunch of stuff. That's it, guys. That's all I have. So until I see you again, stay hydrated, stay cool, and stay well, my friends. I love you guys. Bye-bye.